want to talk now about other problems with pronouns. Pronouns can be used with an appositive, in an appositive, or in a comparison. And I'm hoping that the guidelines in this lesson can help you choose the correct pronoun in each one of these situations. We're going to start with pronouns and appositives. Now look at my little note at the bottom. An appositive is a noun or pronoun that follows another noun or pronoun for the purpose of identifying or explaining it. Let's look at the example. The cartoonist, my friend, created the popular superhero. And we have the appositive, my friend, explaining or identifying the noun cartoonist. When you have to decide whether you should use we or us with an appositive, it can be very complicated. You use the nominative case, we, when the pronoun is a subject. But if the pronoun is an object, you use the objective case, us. So let's take a look at some examples. We artists dream about creating our own superhero strip. We're going to use we in this sentence because we is being used as the subject. And you also notice that artist is the appositive. It's giving more explanation about the pronoun we. Then we have an example with us. Don't tell us beginners that it's impossible. In this case, the reason we use the objective, us, is because the pronoun is being used as an object. And we have the appositive beginners giving us more information about the pronoun us. How do you figure out which one to use? Do we use we or should we use us? Let's take this sentence as an example. No problem is too hard for we or us superheroes. Step 1. Drop the appositive from the sentence and read the sentence twice, using one of the pronoun choices each time. No problem is too hard for we. No problem is too hard for us. Often the sound will tell you right away which one is the correct choice. Otherwise, determine whether the pronoun is the subject or an object. In this sentence, the pronoun is the object of the preposition for. Then fix the sentence using the correct case. No problem is too hard for us superheroes. That was pretty simple. Let's talk about pronouns in appositives. A pronoun used as an appositive is in whichever case it would be in if the noun were missing. Let's look at an example, and I think you'll understand what that means. The publisher paid the students, Mario and him, for the strip. We have an appositive, Mario and him, that's referring back to students. Now what we would do is figure out the function of the noun that's being identified by the appositive. In this sentence, students is the direct object. So the pronoun is in the objective case because we use the objective case if the appositive is an object rather than the subject. Let's take a look at some other things. Here's how to figure out which one to use. The reporters, Clark Kent and she or her, are working together. First, rewrite the sentence with the appositive by itself. Clark Kent and she or her are working together. Then try each pronoun in the appositive alone. And notice in this particular sentence, you have to use a singular verb for each singular pronoun. She is working. Her is working. Determine whether the pronoun is a subject or an object. In this sentence, the pronoun is an object. So now we rewrite the sentence using the correct case. The reporters, Clark Kent and she, are working together. Now let's talk about pronouns in comparisons. You can make a comparison using than or as to begin a clause. If you look at the examples, Clark Kent is more clumsy than I am. No one looks as nervous as he does. If you omit some words from the final clause in a comparison, it makes the clause something called elliptical. I knew she would be braver than I. Now the word that's been omitted at the end is am. We could say, I knew she would be braver than I am, or I knew she would be braver than I was. But we've dropped that final word, and now we have an elliptical clause. If you have trouble figuring out which pronoun to use in an elliptical clause? Try this. You can fill in the unstated words. Roger can draw Superman as well as he, or Roger can draw Superman as well as him. Let's try them both and see which one works. Roger can draw Superman as well as he can. Roger can draw Superman as well as him can. When you say it out loud, it's pretty obvious that the correct pronoun in this case is he. Roger can draw Superman as well as he. Let's keep talking about comparisons a little bit. You need to notice that the meaning that you want to express can affect the choice of pronoun. I like the hero better than they. In this sentence, you're saying, I like the hero better than they do. But if we change the pronoun and say, I like the hero better than them, the sentence now means, I like the hero better than I like them. So when you're choosing pronouns, make sure that you're meaning exactly what you intend. When you use pronouns correctly in comparisons or with appositives, it helps your readers understand your meaning better. Proper usage helps identify pronouns as actors or as receivers of action. That's going to make your writing a lot better.